Okay, today I'm going to be giving you guys an exact rundown of the best sends on NovaClick. I'm going to be giving you guys a full rundown of, different scenarios where you might need to change those sends to make insane gains, as we've seen here with Melo metrics, such as, when he put in 3K to make 4K, over, 1,000% gain, 10x, real good. So I'm going to be showing you guys exactly how you can do that with Nova, but what are the best sends to use it. For example, when you're sniping, maybe you might change the, put on different sends, for example. I'm going to be explaining all that, and yeah, so if you want all those details and more, make sure you watch the end of the video. So first of all, of course, if you do not already have NovaClick, make sure you click the link in the description. And this will take you to this page where you'll be able to open up the Nova Telegram bot. Once you click start bot over here, open up in Telegram desktop, and then as you can see here, it will be loaded up and you will be able to trade with Nova bot. So that will give you Nova bot. Now if you want to install NovaClick as well, which is like basically the tool that's used on like BULLX, or with Photon, for example, where you have these buy buttons over here where you are able to buy tokens directly through Photon meme script, for example. So just by hitting this button over here, you can buy a token and it will send the transaction through Nova. So you're still able to use the same like pump vision interface or whatever, but get the benefit of having quicker fills through Nova. So to do that, you just click on NovaClick, go here, click download, install the extension, and there's also a guide for setting it up as well. And then you need to go over to a site called click.tradeonnova.io and connect your Telegram here just by clicking on this button. The click.trade.nova.io link will also be in the description. And yeah, open launch NovaClick when that pop-up comes up, and now you are connected through NovaClick. So that's how you set up NovaClick. There's a full guide on how to use NovaClick on BULLX, Photon, good morning, good night, whatever platform you use. Those links will be in the description below. Okay, so now to actually go through the best settings to use for NovaClick. Now this will be a really straightforward video. First of all, you're going to want to click on this fee button over here. And now for me personally, this depends on whatever scenario you're using or how much you're aping into the token. So now the buy and sell fee specifically are what is used to speed up, kind of get your transaction through faster on chain. And then the buy tip and sell tip fees are also used to kind of help, it's basically to tip like miners and stuff to also help prioritize your transaction and get faster on chain. So both of these, you need to set them like higher in times where there's a lot of transactions going on. So right now, as you can see, it's 0.07 sol recommended tip. Now obviously you can always use way lower than this number and your transactions should go through. But the reason for this, obviously, is there's a lot of volume right now with the Trump token, a lot of people trying to get their transactions through like ASAP. But yeah, personally for me, I would say buy fee selfie, you can set them to 0.001 will work in times where there's like really low volume, or there's like not that much volume, or it's like average volume, like basically not in this kind of scenario we're in right now because there's a lot of volume going on. Sometimes you have to increase these fees, and also by having a higher fee, you also reduce the chance of getting MEV. So usually if you ape with larger positions, you will not be selling your buy and sell fee to be 0.01 sol. They'll usually be at least 0.01, maybe even as high as 0.005, maybe as high as 0.1 sometimes, like when you're aping in with like 10 sol buys and stuff like that, because obviously you don't want to get MEV, you don't want to get sandwiched. If you're trading a lot, fast-paced trading, so yeah, if you're trading a lot like fast-paced trading, so for example, if you're on like a Twitter tracker or something, or maybe so you're like looking through BULLX, you're on the Twitter tracker, you're trying to check tweets and stuff, you see something pop up. Now it is going to be a race to try and get the fastest fills in, and this is like one of those times where you need to increase your buy and sell fee. So like honestly it depends. It depends on the situation, but I would say these are really low fees. These are just like for people who just normally trade, low slippage, etc. But if you're a fast trader, for example, I would recommend setting, so if you're trading a lot on like, BULLX and stuff like that, I would probably recommend, and you trade with large amounts as well, slightly larger amounts. I'm talking about like at least around like one soul, maybe like you're usually aping like one soul into pump funds, and you normally try and get in really early. So I'm talking about like 7-8K market cap, and like I said, Twitter tracker as well. So you're looking for large plays on the Twitter tracker, like Elon tweets and stuff like that. I'll probably increase it to 0.01 soul with a high slippage as well, so you can make sure your transactions actually go through. So 0.01, sorry, or 0.005 soul might also be decent. But like I said, if you're opening with one soul trade tracker, some people might even set higher than this. Honestly, like it really just depends on like what you're personally doing. Like I said, you can, same with the selfie. As selfie, you can probably set it a bit lower, because selfie you probably won't be too bothered about. So mainly getting those buys through, that's important. Like selfie, could probably leave it at 0.01 so, because most of the time when you're selling, you're mostly clipping. You're not really trying to like get the fastest transactions through. Sell tip you can also set to 0. Left tip as well. Now this depends on like, this is basically if you're opening like really large amounts, like 10 sol, then obviously you need a mev tip. Most people don't. Like if it's 1 sol and below, you probably be okay. Even if you have like quite high slippage, as long as it's not above like 30%, you should be okay without the mev tip, as long as like there's a lot of volume going on. If it's kind of dry, there's no volume, then obviously you should be lowering your slippage, because you're more likely to get meved if there is low volume on a coin. But yes, you can set it to 0.01. Personally, I'll be fine setting it to 0. But yeah, these are kind of cents to use. Like I said, selfie, you're mostly clipping. Like, you should be doing like 10-20 transactions, trying to get out in like 10-20 transactions, not just like 1 or 2. But yeah, those are the cents that I'm using personally. And then auto tip cents as well. Recommended tip 0.007 sol here. This is basically where you can use the recommended tip instead of the actual tip that you set, and you can set a max tip as well. But yeah, Nova will calculate the tip for you, etc. But personally, this is usually quite high, and it's usually for people who have quite large transactions, so you probably don't need to use this. Now the next thing we're going to be looking at right now is the slippage. Slippage personally, I leave it at 20%, sell slippage 13%. Now if you're trading new pairs and pump fund, you could probably increase this to 50%, honestly. Like if that's the only thing you really trade, you could happily increase the slippage to 30% and probably increase your sell slippage like 25 to 30% as well. Now that's if you're trading, like I said, pump fund new pairs. Most of the time these settings are beautiful. If you're not, trading, anything like that, if you're not, if you're mainly trading on like graduated tokens, for example. But like I said, fast traded, obviously, because you want to get those fills in. You don't want to be spamming those buys all the time. Buy slippage 50%, sell slippage 50%, 25% is pretty good. Now we have mev protect as well. And as you can see, this is the buy mev protect, and this is the sell mev protect over here. Now I'll turn these off. This of course depends on how much you're buying. I'll say if you're buying above 2 sol, you definitely should be thinking about adding on a mev protect, or 2-3 sol. But this sometimes does slow down your transactions, so you've got to be careful like about deciding whether or not you need a mev protect. But this basically helps you from getting mev'd, and mev basically means like you get sandwiched, you end up paying like max slippage, so the maximum price for your that depends on your slippage. So you might end up paying like a really large price, maybe like 50% slippage, because you've basically been mev'd. It basically just means that someone sends like they send 2 transactions right in between your own transactions to kind of make you pay maximum price for the token or sell at the minimum price, if you get what I mean. So basically you end up paying a high price or selling for a lower amount if you get MEV. So by using MEV Protect, you're able to stop this from happening. But most of the time this isn't a problem unless you trade with really large amounts. But yeah, like I said, you can probably leave these off. Buy and sell, these are basically processes that I use. I just have mine on Ultra. I think a lot of people use G2. G2 is like the main one, but you know, sometimes I've heard right now it's sometimes a little bit slow. There's also BULLX NEO as well, and you can also set it to auto, which I think might be good for some people. And there's Node. You know, this is like, I'll probably say best send for most people is auto. You know, just get your transaction going through whatever might be least congested, you know, the network. But for me personally, I've just stuck with Ultra. I don't know why, that's just the setting that I use. I think it's just decent. I don't use G2 is alright, but I think Ultra is just like, you know, I don't think too many people use anything like that. So I always thought maybe it might be a little bit faster. But yeah, it doesn't really matter what you use. Presets, Sniper, copy trade, limit orders. Yeah, so these are basically just your presets for these different, you know, so these are like your settings for basically for the Sniper function. For example, you can set your own presets for the Sniper one. So you choose your wallet. And now these are your presets for the Sniper bond. So when you choose to snipe an amount, these are what your normal presets will be. So buy slippage, sell slippage, etc. These are pretty good for the Sniper amount. Can obviously increase them. Like if you're gonna buy something that you think it's graduating and you think it's gonna have like a ton of like hype behind it, then obviously increase your I'll probably say increase your sell fee. Like I've seen people put out like 1 sol before, you know, tip 1 sol, you know, stuff like that. So yeah, you could probably increase that as well. I'd probably wouldn't say most people don't need to put out 1 sol. You could probably put out like 0.0, like 0.05 sol. Like yeah, no, sorry, 0.05 sol. Or so 0.05 sol or 0.005 sol. Like it depends on which one you want to use, honestly. Like it depends on how large your transaction is, but anywhere in between there, like when you're sniping, like if you're usually when you're gonna snipe a token, you know you probably want to snipe, you're probably gonna be sniping with a large amount and you want to get in your fill quick. A lot of this is just like a mathematical game of thinking, oh yeah, like if I ate with this fee and this tip, like how is it worth the percentage like of you know, is paying this extra fee worth the difference in the lower price I might pay? Like is paying the fee a higher percentage increase on what I'm putting in? So for example, if you're aping in 0.5 so then the sell fee is a 10% increase, then you know actually putting in lower fee like 0.05 so which is a 1% increase, and then waiting a bit longer for that transaction to go through. So it really depends, because if you put on like 0.05 so you might be one of the last transactions to go through, you might end up paying like twice the price you would have paid if you just increased your sell fee by what, like $10 basically. Like you just gotta do the math basically. Like you just gotta guess, take a good guess, look at the token and decide whether or not it's worth it to increase your fee. It just depends on the token, it depends on the hype. Like I said, a lot of times if there's a lot of hype, you'll see people increase this fee to like 1 sol, 0.5 sol. Depends on what you can afford, what you are able to do, you know, how much risk you're willing to take, etc. But I would say, you know, you just gotta do the math in your head. You just really gotta decide, is that hype adding up? Is it worth it for me to take this amount, that amount, etc., etc. Then we have the wallets page as well. So on the presets page, the copy trade and limit orders are also quite similar as well. Like I said, it's just, you know, sign your presets, etc. So when you're putting in your limit orders, for example, those would be your default ones. The wallet page as well, this is where you can set up all your wallet stuff as well here. So anything you need to set here is the wallet page, but yeah, that's pretty and then you have quick buy. This is where you set your quick buy amounts. So when you're buying into positions through the Telegram bot, these are the quick buy amounts that you have. So obviously, like how much you're buying depends on these, like basically you can buy X amount, but if you really need to quick buy a token or something, these are the amounts you can put, and you can just quickly hit that button. It'll just let the transaction go through. You can buy X amount of a token. That button will also come up when you like paste in a contract address. So for example, if I paste in the CA here, for example, from our Photon, as you can see here, these are my default buy amounts here. And now for the sell amounts, we also have something different. So for quick sell, this is your default sell percentage. So as you can see, I might set to 25, 50%, 100%. Of course, you can set those to whatever you want as well. It's up to you. And then auto buy. This is a bit different. Most people won't use this, but it's basically like the send for when you automatically want to buy a token. You can set up the sends to choose whether when you enable this, basically when you paste in the CA, it would automatically buy it based on the rule that you add here and stuff like that. This one's a bit different. It's a bit more complicated. I probably wouldn't I won't go into too much detail into this, but there's a guide here to show you how to use it, etc. Of course, you have Nova Click here where you can use the panel sends. So basically use the presets within the Nova panel that you set up on Nova Click. Let me just show you the panel. So basically just like the panel here, and you enable the panel. I don't know why it's not working right now. But yeah, just the panel sends. So this one here, for example, and use those sends directly from Nova Click when you're using Nova Telegram bot. Yeah, that's basically it. Those are the main settings for Nova. Now, of course, if you did enjoy this video, make sure you leave a like, preferably subscribe as well. That'd be really helpful. And yeah, also if you want to get access to Nova Telegram bot, if you don't have it already, link in the description. Check that out. That'll get you early access to the Nova Telegram bot. And also, if you do want to join our Discord and Telegram, link in the description for that. But yeah, have a great day and peace out.